Schott, will you please lead us in prayer?
Heavenly Father, we thank you for the many blessings that you have bestowed upon our community. We thank you for the trust that the residents have placed in us to make and keep our village a desirable place to raise their families. Father, we ask that you will bless the elderly residents of our community and let them know that we support them and any residents struggling with illness or disabilities. We ask that you protect our police department, fire department, and our other employees as they perform their duties, especially in this cold weather that we've been having. Father, we also ask that you bless all the members of our military, past and present, and we thank you for giving them the courage to serve. Once again, we thank you for our blessings and pray that we always remember that they came straight from you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Everyone's here tonight. It's good to see all the illnesses everyone seems to have lately. We'll get right into it. The minutes.
Motion. Second.
Councilperson Schott has correction.
Well, yes, on, the minutes from the meeting before I was saying,
That was for the previous.
Yes.
Willis,
Yeah.
Fair,
Yes.
Hartman,
Abstain.
McKinney,
Yes.
Bailey,
Yes.
and Schott.
Yes.
Bills.
Motion. Second.
Debbie, did we pull out the thing for Miller's? Johnson? Is it all done?
It's not full.
It's not full. Okay. I said so to him the other night. Okay, go ahead.
Let's see, wait a minute, what are you talking about?
The dumpster.
Dumpster.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Willis,
Yeah.
Fair,
Yes.
Hartman,
Yes.
McKinney,
Yes.
Bailey,
Yeah.
and Schott.
Yes.
Hourly workers' time report. Fireman's time.
Motion. Second.
Willis,
Yes.
Fair,
Yes.
Hartman,
Yes.
McKinney,
Yes.
Bailey,
Yeah.
and Schott.
Yes.
Treasurer's report.
I'd like to take the first moment to thank Mayor Thomas for doing my duty on the 5th while I attended a class down at Buckeye.
You're welcome.
Each of you have correspondence from Ohio Municipal League, the Ohio Plan, our insurance, our representative, Assessor Agency, and Whitaker Myers. I was contacted by the state EMS department regarding the balance of the grant that the fire department filed. The board at the EMS state level has approved the $687.50, and they will be forwarding a check to us to cover the purchase of the CO2 equipment. You also have a copy from Akron University, a student doing a thesis on feral cats. We are not aware of feral cats per se, according to what she has in her email and in the park, but I am aware of an area in town where there are cats that fit the description of what's in her email. Would you like me to forward the information to the resident so the study can be done of their property? It is in the city limits. Or you want me to call the school and find out if they'll do it on private property?
Why don't you do that first?
Call the school first?
We don't want to get into something not right.
I got 3 cats, it ain't my house.
Hicks Roofing, you each have a copy of the bill for $275 for the fall inspection. I do have available here, if you'd like to see it, they send pictures with the report and the bill. If you'd like to pass these real quick to look at, you can see what they found when they were up on the roof. And then I file those actually in their file folder, so we can always go back and check if there's a problem.
Did they take care of whatever was?
They're
If you look at, if you look at this, there was only 2 areas where they had a grade lower than 1, and that was on debris and drainage. And it says the roof technicians removed all debris from the roof drain baskets and the roof system. Other than that, I'd say it looks really good.
That's usually what would happen, they had the water back up.
I remind Debbie they had the wrong address on the place.
Oh, yeah, 2nd Street.
That's our old address. But that's where our offices were at when we first started dealing with fixed roofing. While you're looking at those, I can go on a little bit. The company from Columbus that does our accounting package comes up every year to do our year end. And they have the ability to go online into my system when there's a problem. Their price continues to go up for the service of closing my records out and printing my year end for me for the state. And then we also pay a portion for that travel. I have talked to him, and I'm arranging this year that he does it while he's in Columbus. Between what he's charging the past couple of years, the increases, and the travel's gonna save us between $300 and $400. I'm not paying that anymore. If I had a problem, we had to go through records, but I've had no problem. So I'm going to have it electronically all done, and then they will mail it to me and charge me for the postage.
So you won't have the travel and all.
Exactly. He'll still print the year
You
end.
can pull your records up off the computer, why don't you?
Yeah, and then, but sometimes there's problems. We have to go, if there's something that doesn't match, we have to go through and look, but past several years, I've been on the mark, so. Then they still will print the year end and the W-2s for us and ship them out. The other thing that I have is that on Wednesday, the 21st, at 12 o'clock, we'd like to have a Christmas luncheon for the employees. And I was asking council to vote for a 1-hour lunch break.
I'll make a motion for that, second.
Willis,
Yeah.
Fair,
Yes.
Hartman,
Yes.
McKinney,
Yes.
Bailey,
Yes.
and Schott.
Yeah. The last thing I have, other than the decision on the Hicks roofing bill for $275, is the resolution 1611 in regards to the temporary 2017 appropriations not being done earlier in the year. We do that normally at the end of November or December to get 2, if possibly 3. Those figures do not have to go on, and they cannot go on the books until after the year is completely closed, which means I have to close, I have to balance, we have to print the year in, we then have to close it, then I can put them on. So that's why. I plan on taking it into January, but I didn't change the bottom of the writing, where it said December.
Yeah, it said December
that makes
31st.
Yeah, that's because of that little copy and paste thing that I do.
Yeah.
And as far as that 275, forget comment.
Second that.
Willis,
Yes.
Thayer,
Yes.
Hartman,
Yes.
McKinney,
Yes.
Bailey,
Yes.
and Schott. Okay, thank you, that's all I have.
Thank you, Deb. I do have a couple of thank you cards that came in. This is from Jim and Karen Wood, which just says thank you for the beautiful basket of flowers. It was very much appreciated. I believe it was her mother that
His
passed
mother.
away. His mother. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, well then I would have known it wasn't. There's also one here from the Fairless Food Cupboard, Village of Beach City, just a little note. thanking your members for your $500 donation to our organization. Your support goes a long way in making our operation successful. Thank you very much, Denny Brailer from the Fairless Food Terminal. Also, I have a letter. We had a police officer resign. And I wanted to read the letter that he sent to me. It says, "Dear Mr." His name is Herb Fogel, by the way. I don't know if any of you knew Herb. It says, "Dear Mr. Thomas, as I step away from the Beach City Police Department, I would like to give you a brief exit email. I have worked at other public agencies, and that being said, the way Chief Guy treats and works with his employees is just amazing, and that is the hardest part to walk away from. A good leader is hard to find in our profession, and when you find one, it makes it much harder to lead. My reason for my resignation is due to me being in paramedic school and my responsibility for my baby daughter, along with a police offer from a municipality 25 minutes closer to his home." In closing, he says, "I wish the Village of Beach City the best for 2017. I respectfully submitted, Herb Fogel."
Motion to accept his resignation.
Willis,
Yes.
Bear,
Yes.
Hartman,
Yes.
McKinney,
Yes.
Bailey,
Yes.
and Schott.
Yeah.
To go along with that, Chief Guy, where you at? Thank you very much for, it says a lot when your employee says about the department you run. So again, thank you for what you do for our village, and it is definitely appreciated.
Thank you.
Good call.
We are gonna hire a new officer, we'll deal with that, or we will talk about that whenever the chief comes up. Do we have any visitor public speaks tonight, Mr. Harville? No. Well, excellent. Nothing from the CIC. Fire Department, Chief Dodson.
Yeah, I'd like to go into executive session to discuss our personnel.
Fire personnel.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Willis,
Yes.
Bear,
Yes.
Hartman,
Yes.
McKinney,
Yeah.
Bailey,
Yes.
Schott.
Yes.
Is, oh,
What else you got, Chief?
I don't have nothing else, but Bill would like to speak.
I just want to remind everybody, tomorrow night, just so you're aware, we're going to be bringing Santa around the village on the fire truck, handing out gifts. So you're going to hear the fire truck, you're going to see the lights, you're going to hear the siren. Just so you guys are all aware it's coming. We're probably going to start hopefully about 7 o'clock. Yes.
I want a new Harley.
Good luck. We might have a little Matchbox one we can get to.
I want a new car.
I think
We'll tell
that's great
Santa.
that you guys do that.
Yeah.
I get down the end of my driveway every year, I look forward to it.
The only thing we do have a problem with, and I wish I would have got out sooner on the Facebook, we get into the dead end streets down like 6, 7. We got people that want us to bring the truck down the road. Unfortunately, Santa was jumping off and running down the street. By the time he come back, we almost needed a squad for him. So we're gonna have to do it a little bit different. So I hope they understand. But I mean, we get a lot of good comments about it. The association buys all the gifts every year for it. So, but I just want to make sure everybody knew it was coming. That's tomorrow night. So,
Look forward to it, thank you.
Thanks, Bill.
yep.
Before you go any farther, I'd like to thank the residents who have started coming out to the meetings, and they're coming to get information and to share with us. And I think that's really good because we haven't had that for a long time.
You're right, it's
We should
a,
a lot more of it.
Yes.
well, we gotta start somewhere,
We're working
you
on
know?
it. Yep.
And I think it's started, and I feel good about it.
Yes.
All coming out.
It'd be very sad if a councilman just disappeared, for Pete's sake.
Police Department, Chief Guy, do you have anything tonight?
Sure, a couple things. I'd like to, you guys all accepted Herb's resignation. It was unfortunate to lose him as one of my, well, they're all good officers. I just hate to see losing one of them. That's the third one this year. One passed away, one went to another job, and we just lost him. So we have 3 open positions. With that said, this is Bill Spirit. We just finished our last interview with him tonight. Me and the mayor met with him. I had a couple of you guys sit in there with us just so you guys can kind of get a little bit more to know him. He's already done one ride along with Officer Edwards. He met Andrew, and he made it through both their interviews. Then made it to me and the mayor, and through our interview, and I'd like permission to hire him. I'm going to let him explain who he is and where he came from. He's one of the officers, real quick, that he was a former Wilmot officer. He's one of those that, when we took over Wilmot, lost his commission. So, go ahead and explain who you are.
Bill Spritt from Jackson, Marine vet, recently separated, and now I'm going Air Force Reserve. Started the local PD career over in Wilmot, and I'm looking to continue it. Ready to get in here, contribute to the community, make an impact where I can, learn everything I can, and do good work.
He'll be starting off our auxiliary through the skill training. He's one that I'd like to use to cover extra shifts over the summer and hopefully get some midnight shifts going throughout the different, some additional midnight shifts, I should say. It should be a good thing. I'm saying with the auxiliary, so I just need to approve to put them on. I have 2 more positions open as well that I'm looking to fill. But for tonight,
I make a motion. The mayor, you're making this recommendation, right?
I do make this recommendation, yes.
He has to recommend. That's okay, but he already said.
I have a motion by McKinney, a second by Schott. Willis?
Yes.
Fair?
Yes.
Hartman?
Yes.
McKinney?
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes.
And Schott.
Yes.
We just want to keep it legal.
It's legal. I'm an Air Force vet. I'm glad to see you went the right way.
Why didn't you go to the Army then?
Oh, please.
We'll see what happens.
You ain't gonna get no answers from him. You heard what he said, we'll see what happens.
we began patrolling Wilmot. I appreciate you guys letting me be absent last council meeting. I was over in Wilmot. They approved and signed a contract. The mayor signed off on the contract. So far, everything's going very well for us over there, and with people in both counties working, we had no issues so far. I need to make a correction in the paper. There was an article in the paper that said that we are donating a cruiser to the village of Barn Hill for $1. It wasn't Beach City donating it, it was Wilmot donating it. They said Beach City Police Department was the village of Wilmot donating. They have 4 cruisers over there. They're donating one. One of them scrapped. One we're gonna use, we have it now. I just finished the inventory on it and did the checkup on it, so we're gonna start begin using that one in our rotation, which is gonna save wear and tear on our vehicles. So we'll be starting to use that one. And then they said it was Wilmot to donate, and actually they donated to the village of Midville, not Barn Hill, so it was just all sorts of.
Yeah, I read that in the paper and I said, I gotta get this straightened out before somebody thinks we're getting rid of cars.
I would like permission to go after several grants next year. We went after the vest grant this year, did not get it. I want to go after one for the vests. I'm looking at one to possibly pay for a new cruiser. A new cruiser or to build a garage next to the PD. I'd like permission to go after those grants. I have just, I should say, researched them. I'm not going to go say, hey, we're going to get an 80-20 grant without you guys' approval, but just more of an information thing, I should say to you. I do need permission. Last year, our spaghetti dinner went really well. I'd like permission to go ahead and start working on the next one for August of this coming year. Do our second spaghetti dinner. We did very well on it, which means I'm going to have to go ask businesses for donations, stuff like that, but I just want you guys' approval blessing before I do that.
What night are you having the drawing for the
Christmas Eve.
How many tickets you have left?
We've sold 150 plus tickets. We have about 200 tickets left.
Oh, wait, you was gonna buy the rest of it? That would have been fair to anybody.
I'd have still,
Yeah, we probably would.
Well, the good news is our cost in this is going to be $500. We're looking to take in over $1,000 on this. There wasn't a whole lot to it. We went around and sold tickets, and so far we're gonna make well over 1,000. My goal was to take in 1,500. We still got the rest of the week to do it. I've still got tickets out there that some of the officers have that I'm trying to bring in. So somewhere between 1,200 and 1,500 is what we're going to make off of this. And that's not including the $500 that we had to use for the gun and everything else. So it actually, I'd say it's a win. It's a
Oh, absolutely.
$1,200. I appreciate all the support from everybody in town. So that was, and with that said, if anyone wants to buy some gun tickets, we've got some left. I've got some with me tonight. Got Herb's resignation. I emailed the clerk with the bill for us that will be sent out to Wilmot each month. It's just the totals. I made a generic one for her office to send out. You will see that this month there will be a partial bill. I think it's only like $1,300 for everything else because we didn't start at the beginning of the month. So we're gonna bill them partially, but that's gonna go, because our contract runs through December 31st, and we started this year on December 6th, so it's gonna go above and beyond the 20,000. So,
How do you do the time cards out at the office for the one that's working in Wilmot?
what they do is they each have a log in the cruiser, and they fill in what time they get in there and what time they leave.
Okay.
Any paperwork they have for Wilmot, 99% of it is supposed to be done in Wilmot. There might be an instance where they have to do some paperwork over in each city, but their time should be logged through Wilmot.
So we get a copy of that time thing from there, from the Debbie.
I will give you guys, my report's gonna change for next year, which will have Wilmot stuff on there. Debbie will have a more broken down report, and then I'll have it even more broken down.
Okay.
So, and you guys will see that, say January, we might not put in the full amount of hours, but come June, we're gonna put the extra hours in. So I'm just, instead of giving them, okay, we're gonna give you 100 hours a month, in January when there's nothing going on, we might give them extra hours in June, but it's all gonna equal out in the end. Officers will do Narcan training January 9th. It's no cost to the village. We'll start carrying the Narcan.
Did you see how much that came down? Is that new thing that you get for the drugs?
We just squirt up the nose.
squirted up the nose.
Oh, I've seen that.
You're
the
talking
other
about the
Yeah,
insulin.
no, yep.
one. No, it went from
Everything.
$600 down to $300.
Yeah.
That's EpiPen.
No, this is not gonna cost us anything. The county is donating to us the Narcan. They're gonna do the training for free, and they're also gonna give us the Narcan for free. I had Officer Edwards work on this for us. It was one of the projects I gave him. He's done a very well job with it. The levy, thank you for passing for next year. All it is a renewal levy. That's gonna renew ours. I'm not sure if you guys had any questions about last meeting. I know I had to get it up to him so we can start getting it to the county. I appreciate you guys approving us to put that back on again this year. And other than that, the only other thing I want you guys' opinion on, and I can talk to you guys each individually on this, I would like to start looking at carrying tasers. It's one extra tool on our tool belt before we have to go to our gun, and it should be used as such. So I would like, before I start doing research, what's your thoughts on it?
Are these the ones that shoot out?
My opinion is it's, as Chief said, it's one extra non-lethal option before a police officer pulls a deadly force weapon.
They're only $1,000. I can try and see what taser will offer us.
They're 1,000 apiece.
Yeah, I only carry one. I'm pretty sure I have
Oh,
one.
you just have one.
Either one, yeah. That's the last time I checked, they're about $1,000.
If you're only gonna have one, I don't see any sense in going into it.
Well, we usually have one officer
You
on
only
patrol
have
at a
one
time.
officer.
Yeah, there's only one
No.
vehicle now. You like having one shotgun in your cruiser. I think.
Yeah, it's about
You
the
know,
same.
we didn't go for this last time.
I know we did.
So before I start doing research, I
We
just,
had, you can research it, but we had so many problems throughout the state, throughout the country. with them, that, when they came up the last time, we wouldn't go for it, so let's look at it again, if that's what you want to do.
You're having even more trouble with people being shot.
That's what I mean, but they also got tasers, but you're also shooting people.
But remember, that's
You're not
just the
dying
tool.
with a taser.
The person using it is usually where the discretion is where the problem
I can't
is.
remember what it was anymore, but I know it came up once before.
I know they've been out for a while now, several departments use them, the research has been done on them, and several departments still swear by them. Like I said, it's just an extra tool to keep our officers safe, and people would have to go to a firearm. So I'd much rather tase somebody than shoot.
I would too.
So that's kind of my thoughts. We would of course do the training and have a
Do you
policy on
remember
it.
what was the reason? I can't remember.
Well, it kills.
Yeah, they just, some people, it depends on who you're tasing.
Some don't even stop.
Some that don't stop and some die from it because it's bad heart.
That's
and all
what it
that
was,
kind of-
that's what it was right
But
there.
if you use if you have to go right to your gun, guess what?
You know they're gonna die.
Well, I understand that. Still, that they're saying the taser is safer, but.
They had
not in all
many
ways.
lawsuits over that because they had heart attacks.
You know, they have
And
a
they
lawsuit
won.
if one of our officers.
Yeah, shot somebody.
You're right, and they'll do that too.
I mean, there's cities in this country forking out millions of dollars because
Wasn't
people
you
get
sitting here
shot.
when it came up before?
I would say that
Sure it was.
just, I don't know, tasers,
Oh, let's
to me,
look
it's
at
like
it.
one less
It's
lethal
one-
weapon, hopefully, you know, I mean, it's one more
I'd
shot.
rather be tased than shot.
Yes.
That's kind of where I'm at with it. It's one step closer. It gives us one more option before we have to go
It's
to our
only a
firearm.
grand, it's,
And as a police officer, I'm sure you ask any of them, they would
Oh, yeah.
rather use a taser,
sure, they don't want to kill anybody.
before.
Right.
And it has done a lot of good. It's helped people that were trying to commit suicide. Someone comes running at me with a knife, instead of shooting them, zapping with that, they're down. If they do die because of the heart, I'm still justified to shoot them. Or if they live, which 99% of them will, then I just save that person's life. And so, I mean, that's just, it's something to look at. I didn't want to, I knew it was a kind of a sore subject in the past. I wanted to bring it back up to you guys before
No,
I.
people survive heart attacks.
But you don't hear so much of the controversy now as you did.
That's what I want
You
to
don't
say.
even, you don't even
See
hear
what you-
much
see what
about
you
it being
hear.
tased anymore.
On the bad part and the good part, okay?
I think they've made those things better to where, before, I think maybe you couldn't regulate the voltage or something.
None of it's regulated. It's 50,000 volts at for 5 seconds. It's the amps that'll kill you.
And another thing, you gotta make sure it doesn't mess with vision. That's something to that.
So there's a few things to look at. Like I said, it's beginning phases. I would of course go with her, but before I start doing any research, and I just wanted to ask you guys before I would get shot down, you know, with it after I've done all this research.
But we tase them first.
So,
Well, and in some police departments, when you become a police officer, they tase you. That's part of it.
Al Jones told me he was never hit so hard in his life.
it hurts. I've been
I
hit with
don't
it.
know.
He volunteered rather than flat him right on the floor.
For some reason, anybody that used it had to go through that.
It's so you can be a witness in court to show, justify why you went to that level.
Big tall guy.
And then I asked him,
He had him tried on him, and he said he flattened him on the floor.
I won't do it. I've been
That's-
tasered, and I will never go through it. Like still hearing like board and stuff like that is like terrible feeling. Yeah, thanks. Did you have a question?
Yeah. You wanted the council's blessing to vote on the permission for the grant and the spaghetti dinner, and you went too fast and brushed
I'm
over
sorry.
it. So if you want to vote,
Second.
I'm sorry, John, was that you?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Willis?
Yes.
Thayer?
Yes.
Hartman?
Yes.
McKinney?
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes.
And Schott?
Yes.
Thank you.
So like I said, we'll do some research then. I appreciate it. And if any of you guys have questions, come through about it. We'll look at it together. And if it doesn't look like a good thing to go with, we won't. I do know several departments. I know the bar, Brewster, Strasburg, Oliver, Billy Maslin, they all carry the other one of them that I know carry tasers and have no issues. It's just definitely more of a, the people know we have it, and it saves us from getting into a lot of fights too, just by people knowing, hey, they do have a taser, I don't want that used on me. 99% of the time, that's gonna get someone just right there by knowing that stop. So it's
Might save on SBCs too,
what's that?
suicide by cop.
It would, it does, and that's exactly what it does.
It's a good deterrent.
So, we'll look into it some more. If you guys have questions, call me. We'll talk about it. Deb, I'm sure the insurance company would love to know about that. If you are able to do that part of it, wait for me. I'll dig in the rest. But other than that, that's all I really have. My wife's due January 6th. She's having lots of contractions. January 4th, according to him. So I don't know if I'll be at the next council meeting. I will try to.
She gonna have 3 of them?
No, third.
January
Oh.
3rd for his birthday. So, other than that, if I am gone, for the time that I'm gone, Andrew will be in as acting chief as long as you guys are okay with that.
That gentleman you had the other, in our last meeting did a good job.
Mike, yeah, he's a good officer. He's one that we're really working with, I'm kind of training him on the administrative side. He's the one you guys are allowing to go to the field training school in March.
Yeah.
So you guys are paying half more on that, so that's where he's at, so. All right, other than that, I don't have anything. Thank you guys.
Thank you, Chief. Do we need to swear in your new officer?
We do,
Yeah.
yes. I
You want
guess.
to do that now?
We can do it after me.
That's fine too. We should be done here real short.
All right, thank you.
Andrew, village administrator, do you have anything this evening?
Had a meeting with Courtney and Associates today. Everything went fairly well with that. They're gonna get back to me with some finalized numbers, and then we're gonna set a date, probably first, second week of January, to where they'll come up and go over it. And I entertain all you guys to come, or a couple of you guys to come, if you'd like, to hear about it, and see where we're at with the electric rate.
When is that? When are you going to be doing that?
Probably first or second week of January.
It'll be during the day.
Do you think you could get him to come during one of the council members, council meeting, on with that?
Well, what we could do.
I can, but you're talking about an awful lot to go through for a council meeting.
Well,
Make it an hour early or something?
Could we do a special committee meeting? And we would be here whenever you interview them and whenever we talk about it, and that way we would all be here.
If we're all gonna be here, it has to be some kind of special meeting.
It could be a committee meeting, right? Because we're not deciding it, we wouldn't be deciding anything, it's just for information purposes.
Yeah.
Right.
We can do
Matter
that.
of fact, I'd like to have the attorney here too. So if it can work out.
And the public.
You're talking about an advertised
Now you're
meeting.
talking about-
We bring you all together. It's
Yeah,
gotta be an advertised
we
meeting.
have to because we get in trouble.
We'll talk
But I
about it.
mean, they would know the
Well,
information.
once I get
Even
a
if you
date
had to go
finalized
over
and
the
everything,
firehouse.
I'll let you know.
Right, okay.
Yeah, but what I mean.
I didn't mean to
have
interrupt you.
Advertise it as
That's
a
all right.
official meeting or something because.
If we did it on a regular night, we can get done early most of the time, or we could have it at a regular meeting.
I'll get with Andrew, once he finds out the dates that the guy is available, then we'll kind of,
Okay.
we'll get with you, or Andrew will get with you, or I'll get with you, and we'll kind of figure out what we need to do. As long as we know ahead of time, because we'll be, make it public. How much time do you need for that?
Yeah, advertise it in the paper, a couple days.
Well, so we could,
But if we did it in a regular meeting, then you wouldn't have to do that, but that's up to you.
Yeah, but that could carry on and be a big, big
Well,
midnight.
you know what, we've been getting out of here in an hour most of the time right now. So if we spend an extra.
I sat in on the last meeting with Courtney,
Okay.
and there is no way that he's gonna go over this whole thing.
In an hour? I'm just
It
asking.
ain't gonna happen.
Last time there was 3 of us there, and it was almost 2 hours.
Yeah, I sat right there and there's a lot to it.
Right here.
Huh?
Mhm.
This table.
Yeah, almost.
Oh, whatever you decide.
The only other thing I have to add is I've got a variable drive unit that's kind of gone south out of the sewer plant. We're gonna be getting repairs done on that. So, that's about it.
What about the pickup truck?
Nothing yet.
The next time you talk to Courtney, see how long he thinks it'll take him to do the credit for that. It all has a bearing on how many questions you have.
Yes, that's the
His
biggest.
part of it might not take no time.
It doesn't, but if he pushes through it and everybody's sitting there scratching their head, then there was really no point.
Well, I don't remember
Going
that. I,
through.
you know,
Well, if you do it as a committee, then that would leave the public not being able to ask questions.
Instead of having the whole council here, have members of that committee here.
Very,
But.
the whole
so-
committee is the council.
So two people stay home, I'll stay home. So you can't have a quorum. It's a committee.
You can't have 3 people there.
You can't.
Anytime you have a committee meeting, it don't matter whether it's 2.
if you got.
Well, but that's all changed. It used to be there's 3 of us. That was the committees. Now we've gone to the full council
That's right.
is the committee.
And you can't change that.
All right.
Okay.
Whatever you come up with, let us all know.
Thank you, Andrew.
Yeah, see how long it's gonna take him to present his part of it. That would be nice.
Stephen, do you have anything this evening?
I did receive an email from council for Milo Miller with regard to the sewer project. He wanted to schedule a time to meet with me to go over plans. As council is aware, I sent a memorandum of understanding to him so that we could set this up so we're not incurring costs. So I responded to him, I said I'm happy to meet, but we have to have something in place so that any time that's billed is being paid by him.
Right.
So he needs to get back in touch with me. I haven't heard anything. That's been probably about a week. So just so you know, it's out there. He did ask to meet, but I'm not meeting with him until, they sign off on the MOU, or at least give me a counter proposal. Don't ignore it and pretend like I didn't send it. The other one is the police levy document. I did get that. I've looked it over, and I'm pulling some other ones that were just recently done for other villages. So I'm sure that, we're up to date on the law and ones that have been successfully put on the ballot. So I should have that shortly. And last, I'd just like to thank you guys and wish everybody a Merry Christmas.
Same you,
Thank you,
Steve. Nice working with you.
How does that annexation for that property, how does that affect the sewer lines out there?
How does it affect the sewer?
Didn't the village of Wilmot annex that property out there?
They were supposed to.
And won't that affect the way the sewer
No.
lines are now gonna be handled? Or
They
before?
haven't annexed that yet. It's still in process.
They were to annex it, and then they have to connect pursuant to the Village of Beach City's requirements.
Rules and
Regulations.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so it won't make any difference then?
No.
I think their annexation's supposed to, I actually had dinner with the mayor on Wednesday, I think it was. And I believe their annexation it's gonna be finalized like
This month.
Yeah, that's what I thought, before the end of the year. Their part of it will be.
But as far as the sewer line, that's gotta be done per our regulations.
Yes.
Yeah, I understand, but before, you were going outside the village limits.
But he still was in the process of annexing that ground. He wanted it.
Yeah.
All that annex stuff has to get to our attorney, so it's all done, okay? Before anything can be done. He has to
Oh, I
know
understand
it's
that, because
legal. It's legal.
You can't put more capacity on the plant than it can handle.
Well, now you worry about it.
Okay, you go ahead. You know it all.
Now, you're getting in over your head, Franny, I'm gonna take your ass outside. We're gonna clear outside. We're gonna clear it up.
I'm selling tickets.
Gene,
I don't wanna hear more of that, you know it all. No more.
gentlemen, let's stay on focus here.
No, but he needs to keep his mouth shut on some stuff.
All right, let's stay on focus here. The annexation thing. Once they get all that accomplished, then they will get with Stephen, and you should hear something back then. I would assume from their attorneys. That's probably what they're waiting on, is that annexation thing.
Okay.
And like he said, it would be before the end of the year, so
Okay.
I would think we would be hearing something shortly thereafter. Do you have anything else?
I don't
All
know.
right, thank you. Is there anything we covered tonight that do we need any clarification on?
What I was trying to say a little bit ago, they tried to annex a piece of ground on Wilmot few years ago.
The same piece of ground or a different piece?
Say, behind the, hotel and stuff back there. They want to build a bunch of houses. And the sewer plant, from what they were proposing, was gonna overload the sewer plant. I think she'd probably be that.
Well, first of all, they would not admit to how many houses they wanted
That's
to
right.
build. They were trying to hide.
It's the same guy, it's the same guy that's annexing this now. Now, if you annex a bunch of ground, well, they can just keep building houses and building houses and building houses.
But didn't, right before I took over as mayor, Milo was here at that meeting with his, I don't know what he was, engineer or something?
Yeah.
Didn't they say at that time that they would have to tell us how many houses how many properties they wanted to do?
No.
They didn't want to
They
tell us.
came in and asked to do one house.
Yes, they were without the annexation.
That's part of the MOU that I sent to them.
But I was thinking you guys brought it up to them at that time, that this wasn't just an open thing, that he
It's
could
not.
just put, 100 of them. I thought you guys had talked to him and said that he had to specify how many, and then if he wanted to go over that at a later date, he had to redo it again.
But see, he is not acknowledging what we say to him or what the attorney sends to him. He keeps coming back with other variations of what he wants to do to get around the point of issue, the capacity and how many houses he wants to build. And actually, is he going to now annex that entire acreage?
I don't know what the annex area is.
Mayor, I think if you read, and if Steve reads it, this is all based on percentage. Wilmot gets a certain percentage, and Beach City gets a certain
Percentage of what?
For the sewer plant,
Capacity.
capacity.
Oh, okay.
It ain't no
I got you.
50-50 deal.
Well, no, B City would need way more.
But
mean,
it's
there's
broke down.
only 300
I mean,
residents
if
there.
If you research contracts and stuff between Beach City and Wilmot,
He says he wants to annex. I'm not familiar with the property.
The only thing he wanted to annex before was, that we knew of, was the hotel or the hotel. And he hadn't even talked about annexing all that property. That's all new since he's been working behind the scenes.
Wasn't that like 70 acres of ground out there at that one
Well,
house?
he mentioned the other day about the annexation that's coming up that will be done this year was for the hotel though.
Mm-hmm.
And then he had said something about an additional 74 acres.
yeah, that's beyond.
Is that where these houses?
I thought that was the part behind the fire station.
No, out back of the hotel.
No, it's out back there, yeah.
Oh, I thought they sold the house to the Amish guy,
They did.
and it was
What
behind
we
the
were
fire
thinking
station.
is, once they corralled us into getting the sewer line to that one house, then the next time you go up to Stark County and want a sewer permit, they're going to say, no,
But that
because
one-
you've got a sewer line out there. And that would just domino effect until he
But
could
that
get
As long as
his
it's so
But that
many
one
feet
house was
away.
behind the fire station, right? It wasn't behind where the hotel's at. Am I getting this wrong?
Yes.
It was always
I
behind
mean, when the
the,
lawyers were in here and wanted that sewer line to that one house, it wasn't behind the fire station.
No.
behind the
I got the
hotel.
wrong
If
piece
you
of
go,
ground.
if you go up toward the apple orchard,
I know where you mean.
and the road turns like this, you go up in the apple orchard, the road
There's a
turns.
brand new brick house there.
Right there's the apple orchard, is where the sewer line ends right now.
Okay.
If you going around that turn and down, that's where that ground is, people saying.
You know what?
What we was thinking
I
is
thought
if
it
they
was
keep
the house.
forcing us to put the sewer line into all these homes he's built, then all of a sudden, you're gonna have the thing over capacity. And then what we're gonna
And
do?
if you're within so many feet of an existing sewer line, you gotta hook them on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Get it.
So like I said, you have the one house and you just keep building and building and building, and you just have to keep expanding.
I can only tell you what we did when we put the sewer in. We built the sewer plant for twice as much as what we needed to begin with, okay? I can't help it that the water got down in the lines and it put 80% on the sewer plant. It's because we had running water into the lines that did it on. So now they come by and they build a new sewer plant. I would have to say, we've got the room as long as you don't have running water going into the lines.
So what are you gonna do with the running water?
Well, we fixed up some of it.
And who's gonna pay for that? You have
You mean putting the sewer lines in?
You're fixing the running, well, you have people complaining now that are our residents because of the cost of fixing Wilmont.
Well, we had cameras over there, and they did find some of it. Matter of fact, they drilled down through one of the lines with putting a new water hydrant in. And for years, the water was coming right into that darn thing, and we're treating that stuff.
The only thing I know, there's a percentage for Wilmot and a percentage.
Well, if there is, Willie, I have not seen the percentage.
It's somewhere in there.
If it was
What
done,
we need to do is, once this goes step by step, we don't want to get ahead of ourselves, which I think we might be.
Yeah.
well,
I
Steve
think
could look
let's-
at that thing.
Yes. That information would come into Steve, and he's,
That would be
and then we
good.
would all, we're all gonna see it. We're not gonna let,
And I might have missed
We're not
something,
gonna
but I
bury
don't remember
ourselves.
no percentage when
That map
we
you were
built
showing
the
me
sewer.
about that ground, is
I would tell me
that,
during that time it was 60/40.
that's
Never heard
nowhere
that.
around the fire department, is it?
I'm not.
If it's
I'm
in
not
there,
familiar
I've never
with
seen
the
it.
area.
I'll tell you that.
No, it's not.
Thank you.
Well, then how would you determine if Wilmot's on the verge of exceeding their allotted capacity?
There
If you
was,
didn't know
there
what-
was not gonna be none.
Just be capacity.
There was not
Just
none.
capacity.
Because both systems
Yeah, I
work
don't know
together.
about that either.
Need this restaurant here.
I know Wilmot now sits on 75 acres, and they wanted to annex an additional 74, I think he said.
Actually, I hate to tell you something, if they pay for it, would be the greatest thing we got some of that we're not using down here.
Well, that's what we would have to determine.
That's right.
Can we take that much volume? And we would determine that way before it
So
would.
the engineers would have to do that, you're right.
Yes,
But
that's-
I would say
that's way
we would be,
over our head.
it would be great for us, because that would give us more revenue.
No, I understand that. I mean, the things that.
But I'm telling you, when the sewer plant was built, it was built twice as big as what we needed, and we haven't gained nothing. What have we gained since we built this back in 1976, 77?
We lost
And look how Beach City has spiraled down. Every one of these buildings, there was a business in 1976. Now there's nothing.
We lost the butcher shop, we lost the school, we lost a lot of things. I think it'd be great because they're gonna have to pay to put it in.
We'll
don't
cross
have to
that
pay for
bridge though whenever,
Yeah,
whenever we
Whatever
get.
you come up with.
But if I'm wrong.
I'm just telling you what I knew.
If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but I remember when we got into this about building houses over there, it had to do with the percentage of the sewer distribution that Wilmot had and the city had.
Well, I would think we would have to know that information. I mean, I don't know why we wouldn't want that information.
Right. We never worried about it because the system was all one.
Still
But
gotta think.
that's only what I remember. I helped put that thing in.
Oh, this,
If you find that, I don't remember seeing it.
they weren't gonna do all that. We-
They weren't, Miss Wilmot,
We did it years ago. The first contract
tie
we
in
ever
this
signed.
one house.
We did
that
here.
they built for the foundation company. Tie in, but then that would leave.
That's when you were on the board. Bubba.
Tell the truth. It started because he got caught trying to put in his own sewer, not tell us.
Yeah.
He was caught by our village.
No, that's what we said, Now right there, you're sitting there with it, and every time you build, you're so close, you're gonna have to tie into the sewer.
They had-
And Stark County's not gonna issue sewer.
They had the material and everything.
I'll tell you one thing, it's a heck of, if it's a 74 acres that I think it is, up along the long field, is it? If it's out on the left-hand side, that's a darn nice piece of ground all the way up that hill.
He tried to do an end run.
Yeah.
I had the wrong place on it. I thought it was good.
Anything else we need to go over tonight? Councilman Hartman?
There's something on here about the, and I think everybody's here about the neighborhood watch program. Are we gonna?
We
I
are,
thought that was after.
that's gonna, after the first of the year.
Oh, okay.
Chief Geit, Dave, I think Carol's getting some names together. Yeah, that'll be after the first, we wanna get through the holidays, and then we're gonna have a couple different meetings, I believe.
Yeah, let me get through the baby,
Yeah.
and then,
Yeah, we gotta
Oh,
get
yeah,
that baby out of the way.
yeah, you can, I'm just trying to lay low for now.
Anything else? I'm ending my first year here. I want to thank all you people.
Three more
Uh,
meetings left.
I quit counting. Honestly, I did.
You settled in.
I did.
Chicken.
You all have been really, really helpful to me this year. I can't thank you all enough. It's been a fun year. It's been a trying year, but I've learned a little bit. I know I still got a lot. But thank you all for your patience. And I think we're going to be all right. And I think Beach City is headed in a good direction. It's not that it wasn't before. I'm just, you know.
After 7 more years, if you're sitting in the office, then we'll do good.
But no, I'm encouraged. I am, because the first few months I wondered if I had done the right thing. But I think I have.
It's all
So,
worked out.
but thank you all, council. You've been a pleasure to work with, Deb.
Well, it's been nice working with you.
You know,
I want to see more people run for council.
you do the
I do
best
too.
you can.
I'm encouraged at that
So
too.
many people think it's a thankless job. It's not an easy job.
It's not.
Everything that happens, it's your fault.
Well,
That's what
Most of
they
it's
did
your
when
And you
I was
never
in
tell
there.
the truth. You never tell the truth.
most of it's really Franny's fault.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I take
Yeah, he got it started years ago.
I did put it up for
But
for
anyway.
years, I know.
Thank you all, and I think we have a great group
Right.
of people that work.
We all remember when he was mayor and this all
all of our
started.
employees.
Oh, boy.
Thanks a lot,
Rick,
everybody.
the snow we had this past couple weeks,
Thank you so much.
you're doing a heck of a job out there, man. I
Yeah,
can't
good
thank
job,
you enough for
thank
keeping
you.
us all safe.
What you do.
And it's
That ice
it's just, that part of it makes it a little easier as being the mayor whenever, because really, you guys are the ones that do all the work.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about it with him.
No, not at all.
Well, and there was a post on Facebook about the gentleman in the truck who got out. Well, that was my daughter's post. She lives on that hill, and I appreciate that too.
Yep.
That's my daughter.
She got a picture of him standing there.
Yeah, yeah.
It didn't surprise me because, you know, that's the way he is. But, thank you, Rick.
Mayor, look at the, you go, come to Peach City and look at the streets and kind of stuff out there. And go to one of the other towns.
I did that this weekend by accident, but you're exactly right.
Yeah.
There's nothing else. The meeting is adjourned.